Jules here from Flying Colours Leadership. I am super excited today to talk about puzzles. Who doesn't love a good puzzle? But being in business can sometimes feel like, have you ever done a puzzle where the box came with not enough pieces? Like there are pieces missing and you get to what you think is going to be this beautiful puzzle. It's going to be this beautiful scene and there's freaking pieces missing. So sometimes this is what business can feel like. So I want to talk about this today. So when we run a business, we have to understand that there are numerous pieces to our business. Okay? There are numerous parts to our business, and all of those parts fit into the overall of our business. But we will feel like the pieces don't fit if we don't understand some key things. Right, so the first thing we need to understand is that it takes numerous parts of a business coming together for it to be successful. That's one thing we need to know. We also need to understand our vision really clearly. So if we are not clear on what we're trying to achieve in our business, why we started our business, the vision, where we're going, then the pieces, like it's almost like we're trying to jam pieces in that don't fit. Who's done that before? I know, I absolutely have. I'm going to make it fit, right? And this creates frustration because we haven't looked at, well, do all the pieces that I've got now as part of my business fit in? And I was talking to an amazing business owner the other day about why they offered a certain product or service, right? There was a service they offered and they're like, well, we've always offered it. And I'm like, yes, but does it fit into where your business is now? And we started talking about the actual vision. Okay, so what overall do you want your business to look like? What's the goal here? And what ended up coming out through this conversation was they were a retail business and they'd actually started morphing into almost like they were trying to be a training business. And as soon as we started talking about the pieces and how did the pieces fit, it started to come out, oh, okay, we're a little bit off course, and that's okay. That's why these conversations are really powerful. But it also was like, oh, right, I've been focusing on the wrong pieces. So if we actually want our business to create really great cash flow, we need to understand what pieces of the puzzle make up our business and what are we trying to create, right? To make sure that we can look at, if we have a really clear vision, we can then look at the puzzle pieces and go, okay, yeah, all of those pieces help me get to the vision. And this is really key. We can then start looking at the puzzle pieces of our business and go, okay, are these all in line with the vision? Or am I trying to jam the pieces together that don't actually fit? And this is when we can start making really great decisions about where we focus our energy. Now, you might be thinking, well, how does that connect to cash flow? 99% of the time, the pieces that we're trying to jam together are costing us money, they're costing us time, we've got our team working on them, and they are not the pieces of the puzzle that bring in cash flow. The pieces of the puzzle that bring in cash flow, they just work. That's, what your business has been rooted in when it first started. How it really evolved, some of those types of offerings that we kind of almost set and forget. They're the ones that bring in the money, that sometimes they're pieces that we kind of go, oh yeah, it's there, but it's not a focal point for me. Now, the challenge can be for us when we're in our business, it can be really, really difficult to see the full puzzle set. We might be really focused on, it's almost like we've got it up to our eyeball, a couple of different puzzle pieces, but we can't see the full set. So this is the beauty of having a consultant like myself come in and support you. and actually go, okay, and this is almost what I do in a theoretical sense. When I talk to a business owner, I actually go, okay, tell me the way your business works, right? And I almost say to them, show me your puzzle pieces. Show me the puzzle pieces and let's look at what's going on. And then we talk about time. Okay, great. For these puzzle pieces, tell me what brings in the revenue, right? And then we talk about, well, tell me what time you spend. And when you start looking at it from this objective perspective, where you're, looking at time and energy and, what the pieces of the business are, those revelations actually start to come thick and fast. Oh, wow. I've actually been spending lots of time developing some stuff for this piece of my business, but actually that's not what brings me cash flow. Actually, that's not really in line with the vision I'm moving towards. So you can see how if we look at our business as pieces of the puzzle, we can start looking at, well, what's bringing in cash flow and what are the things I'm spending so much time on that is not bringing in the cash flow that I need. So if you're in a position where you want to increase your cash flow, look at your business, look at your offerings. What are the things that you can just put them online and people buy? You can reach out to your, the clientele that you have. What are those services and offerings and products that you'll get repeat customers and will sell? And this is a lot of the principles that I work with business owners on, is actually leaning in to what we do well versus spending all of our time trying to push the puzzle pieces together and work on the things that aren't working. So when we start leaning in to what's working, all of a sudden, and you test it now, right? If you're watching this video, I want you to stand up and lean forward, and then lean forward and lean forward, and all of a sudden you get this inertia, right? That's what happens when you lean into the things working in your business, the things that sell, the things that your clients want. That's what happens. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't develop other things, but we need to spend time on the things that we know bring in cash flow for our business.